Tonight on SportsCorner, the Yukon Huskies continue their dominance with a Big East matchup win against the Georgetown Hoyas.
Team World and Team USA faced off in this weekend's All-Star games. We'll see the top performers in this year's All-Star weekend.
And the NBA All-Star Slam Dunk Contest had an incredible showcase from Kashad Johnson from the Miami Heat. We tell you more on this brand new episode of SportsCorner, which starts right now. From the Franklin Hall studio on the campus of Kent State University, this is SportsCorner alongside Maddox Miller. I'm Evan Schofield. Maddox, sports are shaking up here at Kent State like always.
No, absolutely, and they're shaking up in the MAC conference as we are going to head to talk about some football news. Sacramento State is joining the MAC. Sac State joining the MAC football conference. This news broke by ESPN earlier today. The deal reportedly $18 million to join the MAC conference, but it seems that things could go up to $23 million for SAC. They are joining us from FCS, and in regards to Sacramento State program, the cost of entrance for the program is expected to be around $18 million, and the total cost should be around $23 million. In regards to Sacramento State, program president Luke Wood said, quote, "We believe in our university. Our students in the entire Sacramento region deserve major college football," end quote.
And the Kent State men's golf team began competing in the Hal William Intercollegiate earlier today. The Alabama event currently sees the Flashes sitting tied for 12th and 14th team field, having shot even so far. For individual golfers, the highest-ranking Golden Flash is sophomore Nolan Haynes, who is tied for 13th by shooting 2 under. The event will conclude tomorrow as the Golden Flashes will look for a strong final round.
KSU baseball started their 2026 season with a 3-game series this past weekend. Yesterday, the team played against Southeastern Louisiana at Pat Kennelly Diamond at Alumni Field. Southeastern opened the scoring in the 3rd inning on a solo home run by Brody Capps. The Lions added their advantage in the 4th, pushing the lead 4-1. However, the Flashes responded with Brady Marshall leading the team, going 2 for 2, scoring 3 runs, a walk, and an RBI. The Flashes won the game 14-7, and their next game will be tonight versus LSU.
And the women's basketball team nearly erased a 24-point deficit on Saturday, but came up just a bit short in a 71-61 loss to the Ohio Bobcats. Kent State fell behind early after Ohio connected on 5 first-quarter three-pointers and trailed 44-21 at halftime. The Flashes respond with a strong second half, putting together a 27-9 run with just over 3 minutes to play, but the comeback effort fell short. Maya Babbitt led with 15 points, while Ava Campanelli chipped in 12. The team returns home Wednesday against Northern Illinois.
And wrapping things up on the mat, the Kent State wrestling team split a pair of home duels Friday night, falling just short against Central Michigan before dominating Mercyhurst in the nightcap. The Flashes dropped a tight 21-16 decision to the Chippewas, with the match coming down to the final heavyweight bout. Ethan Barr highlighted the duel with a 16-1 technical fall, while Nick Molchak and Chris Ernest added major decision wins. Kent State bounced back in a big way against Mercyhurst, rolling to a 45-3 victory with 9 match wins, including falls from Barr and freshman Jaden Sarabia, plus 6 technical falls across the lineup. The Flashes, now 8-8 on the season, return to the MAC Center Thursday night to face Lock Haven on senior night. And now we're going to welcome in Lucas Foote and C.O. Parker to talk about some Kent State athletics. We had a busy weekend, and we're going to start with things on the diamond. I mentioned that game at LSU. Lucas, you have some updates for us.
So currently LSU leads Kent State in the bottom of the 3rd, 5-3. Okay. Kent State trailed 4-0 at first, but then a big 3-run home run from Sawyer Solitaria to cut that lead down 4-3. Then LSU responded with a solo bomb there in the bottom of the 3rd. So LSU, second-ranked team in the country. Kent State staying close so far, but we'll see how that goes the rest of the night.
Yeah, sure. It's still a great start for the season against Southeastern Louisiana. What did you like from that start, and what do you maybe like going forward, CO?
That was a dominant performance from Kent State in those first 3 games. And honestly, even just being down 5-3 to the reigning champions from last year into the bottom of the third, you said?
Yes.
Right now, that's quite impressive. LSU is a top 3 team. They're going straight into Tennessee, a series against Tennessee, which is a top 3 team. Luckily, they don't have any more ranked teams on the rest of their schedule, but this is going to be a rough stretch of 4. If Kent State comes out with a winning record, they win one game and come out with a winning record. That's impressive. That's great. That is a great sign for the future of this season.
Yeah, it's good in itself because, everyone has a clean slate to start the year. You beat Southeastern Louisiana, and then you have a clean slate. LSU, Kent is very lucky to be really close, but the MAC Player of the Week, Sawyer Solitaria, is doing good things for the program.
What a weekend he had. Sorry, man.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
8 hits, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs. Outstanding week, very deservedly so, of that MAC Player of the Week. And as I said tonight, has another home run, another 3 RBIs. So, Max, I want to ask you, what have you seen from Sawyer in these first 4 games that you really like?
He's hitting bombs. Like that's what you want. You need to put runs on the board, and the easiest way to do that is to put the ball over the fence. And to hit 3 home runs in 3 games and now 4 home runs in 4 games, obviously we don't expect him to hit a home run every single game, but if he can output 20, 30 home runs on the season, that would be very commendable, and that would be an offensive powerhouse in that Kent State lineup that will hopefully be able to create around him. I really like the beginning of the season for the Flashes, but now we're going to take things to the basketball court. A very solid win against Ball State. What do we like on the court, CO?
I think we're playing pretty good complementary basketball. I'm not worried about Kent State, but I feel like the teams above it, notably the teams above Kent in men's basketball, I'm feeling like they're getting a little more separation. It feels like there's a little more separation than there was towards the beginning of the season.
Sure. Feels maybe a little bit like Miami of Ohio, Akron, Kent State, and then the rest of the MAC.
Borderline, close to the other 2, everyone else is kind of falling behind.
Yeah, Delrico Gillespie notched his 20th double-double. What do you like seeing from the court?
He's been so impressive, and these are 3 big games to end February coming up here for Kent. At Bowling Green versus Central Michigan, a revenge game versus Central Michigan, as Central Michigan got him when it was up there in Michigan, and then school down the road coming up there to end the month of February. That'll be a big one, kind of a test to see where Kent State is heading into the MAC tournament in March.
Yeah, it's going to be a big test for the Flashes. We've been talking about this for weeks. Akron, a big game coming up, one that you could say, all right, this is maybe a preview match for maybe heading towards the MAC tournament. What can we see good from the Flashes? What can we see in their depth? Certainly a lot of things to look at.
Yeah, a lot of this is just going to be building momentum,
of course,
for Cleveland. So hopefully the Flashes are able to build a lot of momentum. Hopefully they can maybe pick up a win against Akron, because then the title odds maybe shift in their favor a little bit, but Miami of Ohio, they're going to keep going on that undefeated run, so things are going to be tough.
And they are. It's definitely going to be something we watch throughout the season, but I want to thank you guys. That's unfortunately all the time we have for Kent Sports, so we have more to do, so thank you to Josh. Not Josh. Thank you for the CEO. Thank you to Lucas for joining us at the desk. Appreciate it, guys.
Well, staying in the world of college basketball, the Ohio State Buckeyes lost a tight game against now 14th ranked Virginia. We'll see who propelled the Cavaliers to a win and more across the college hoops landscape.
And 4 All-Star games took place over the weekend, including the Stars and Stripes game. We tell you about the Stars win next on SportsCorner.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper, you better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop, you got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Hey, I'm worried about your parents. We need to show them how to spot phishing emails.
Agree, the scammers are out of control.
And we need to show them how to use a password manager. Plus, help them add multi-factor authentication.
Yes, we use MFA at work and it's great. Great cake. I'll use MFA to verify my purchase. Software update? Done. Time to celebrate.
For more information on how to keep yourself and those you care about safe online, go to cisa.gov/secure-our-world.
Welcome back. We are only 3 weeks away from conference tournaments, so to help us look at who's shoring up their March resumes, we welcome in Matthew McConaughey, and we welcome back Lucas Foote, as Matthew will get us started close to home in Columbus, Ohio.
Well, not Columbus. We're in the Music City in Nashville. First quarter, there's Hall, no good. Thornton looking down the court. He has Bynum. He slams it down. Ohio State up 36, Virginia up 36-35. Cups into the paint. Thornton off foot. Good. Here's Hall trying to make a man miss. Dodges a defender up with the layup and gets it to fall in. D. Ritter looking around. Drives in. Too hard off the glass. Gets tipped out. Thomas step to the left three. He's got it. 54-51. Here's Virginia. Far corner. Thomas. Good. 59-57. Virginia up. Here's Thornton driving in. Fader. Ohio State ties it. Ohio State had an 11-point lead at one point, but Virginia shows why they are ranked number 15.
Now we'll take you over to Connecticut. UConn Huskies welcoming in the Georgetown Hoyas. There's Alex Karaban. Now the winningest player in UConn history taking to the first quarter. That'll be a solo ball three-pointer. He had 20 points on the night. Look out for him to go. First quarter, 9 minutes to go. Jeremiah Williams via pass to Lewis, who hits a jumper. Is going to silence the crowd here, 19-23. Staying in the first, this will be ball on cleanup crew after Damari Jr. missed their ball, hit 1,000 career points in this game. Check out that dunk. He is ready to go. Fast forward to the second. So Braylon Mullins hitting a three here, building the lead now. Now we're going to play some hot potato. It'll eventually hit Karaban, and he will drill it. He had 13 of his 18 points in the second half. Had a great game, 46-55. Minutes later, Lewis' shot is tipped, stolen. Ball, shoots, he's got the three. 46-58, UConn builds a lead. What a cold guy there. Shots fired back and forth, 30 seconds ago. Lewis makes up for his mistake, gets fouled, and drills the shot for three. It's going to be a 4-point game now, so they're not done yet, but they're about to be done because Kayvon Mulready misses free throws. UConn will win this one. What a campaign for Alex Karaban, 79-75.
And now time for a Big 12 matchup. The Texas Tech Red Raiders, the 16th ranked Texas Tech, taking on number 1 ranked Arizona in Arizona. And JT Toppin going to get things going in the first half with a huge slam. Cut that lead to 2. Arizona got it back to 5. Braden Berry's going to bury this mid-range here, 27-20. The Raiders, though, keeping it close. 4 points with a little over 2 minutes to go. Christian Anderson, who'd have 19 on the night, lacing that 3 to make it a 1-point game. We'd head to the second half now early here, 46-48. And that is an and one from Lawan Watts, getting a big and one to tie this ball game up. 1-point game now. It's going to be Berry's again, this time from the 3-point arc. 16 points for the Wildcat as we head late into the second half now. Nice little post hook from Toppin. He'd go for 31 on the night, 13 for 22 on the field. A corner 3 now from Donovan Atwell. Going to give the Raiders a lead, but would not be enough as we head to overtime. 2-point game. Toppin, another beautiful post hook, and that would do it as Texas Tech pulls off a huge upset against the number 1 ranked Arizona Wildcats, 78-75.
Another Big 12 matchup, Colorado and number 22 ranked BYU. BYU losers of 5 of their last 7. Starting off here in the first, AJ DeBonsa finding Keba Keita for the dunk. Then first half, DeBonsa gets the steal, takes it from the other free throw line all the way to the hoop and lays it in. Colorado trails by 5 at the half. We'll fast forward now. 2, 6 minutes, we're still in the first half. Isaiah Johnson with the ball, crosses over the defender, steps back 3, knocks it down. Colorado trails by 5 at the half. Now we'll fast forward to 6 minutes in the second. DeBonta again passes to Rob Wright, the third. He knocks down the 3. Cougars up by 7. But Buffalo's keeping it close all game with a chance to tie. Johnson made that buzzer beater at the half. Now ties it up with the layup. And we are tied at 78 heading into overtime. Now overtime, tied at 82. Wright, shot clock running low, finds Alexei Kosic on the wing. He knocks down the 3. BYU hangs on for the 90-86 victory. Rob Wright, the third, ends with a career high 39 points.
Certainly impressive from him. Now we talked, Maddox, you talked about Texas Tech, Arizona, if you had the highlight there. Arizona drops 2 games the past few days. One team that has not dropped a loss is MAC opponent, Miami, Ohio. Now, we all have assumed they're going to run the table in the regular season, win all their games. Now, I present a question to you. I'll start with you. Do we think they will make tournament without winning the MAC? What do you think, Lucas?
I don't like what I'm seeing from other media outlets and just people in general saying the strength of schedule argument. And I don't like how they're making it out to be if Miami doesn't run the table and win the MAC, then they're not going to make it. I feel like that's so unfair. If any team has an undefeated regular season, you deserve to go to the March Madness tournament. Whether you win your conference or not, that's an impressive feat no matter any D1 school.
Yeah, so how about you?
This was a tough one for me. I couldn't come up with the answer. If you can see my notes, I scratched it out. I scratched out my answer. And honestly, I agree with what he said. If you go undefeated all season, you definitely deserve to make it to March Madness. No matter if you lose the MAC. Obviously, it would be awesome if they win the MAC, but you go undefeated, you prove that you can compete, and you went undefeated all year, you deserve to be in March Madness.
Yeah, you've certainly proved a lot of things down the road, and I feel like a team like that with the grit and the power, the strength they have, I think they deserve to go pretty far.
Yeah, I mean, winning basketball games is winning basketball games. We've seen Gonzaga drop a game to Portland, and yet Miami of Ohio has run through everyone that has been in front of them, and even if they lose in the first round of the MAC tournament, I really don't care. Even if it's an 11 seed or a 16 seed, this is a basketball team that deserves to be playing March basketball if they can run the table and go undefeated, which we all imagine they will.
Yes.
For all we know, UMass could beat them in a few days, and then everything's all messed
now.
up. However, you touched on Arizona dropping a few spots.
Yeah.
They've been number 1 pretty much the whole season, and that means a new number 1 has come to the forefront. The Michigan Wolverines have been absolutely dominant. 1 loss on the season. We'll start with McConaughey. What are you liking out of the Wolverines?
Yeah, they're playing fundamental basketball. They're playing team basketball. That's what you want to see out of them. And they're not turning the ball over a lot. And they're putting, like I said, they're just playing team basketball. It's not a one-man show over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Yaxel Lindenberg is their leading scorer, and he's averaging maybe 15 points per game. It's crazy compared to what other teams are doing. Lucas?
I don't want to make a prediction, but I think we might see a new number 1 next week when we're talking about SportsCorner. Michigan going on the road to Purdue tomorrow night. Number 7 Purdue. That's going to be a fun one. So look to see. I hope. I mean, I'm not rooting for anyone, but a Michigan win would be huge for them going forward. A nice one over at Purdue. But we'll see tomorrow night. We'll see what happens.
I mean, yeah, another game I'm watching out for Michigan again is that Duke game coming up. That's going to be a
what a
big
schedule
one.
this week.
What a schedule. I wrote it down like this. 2 big dogs coming out to play. What a way to go on TV, show off, and do your best. And I think the Wolverines are certainly going to show that, as well as Duke.
No, it'll be very interesting because they still have another game against Michigan State. They have that Duke game. They have that Purdue game. They have another game against Illinois.
Yes.
It is seemingly a gauntlet for the Wolverines. But I have to ask, if they run this gauntlet and they make it through all these teams, is this the national champion favorite? Should they be the complete full stop betting odds? Just yes or no, we'll run through the table.
If they can run the gauntlet, yes.
All right.
Undefeated rest of the season? No doubt.
Yes.
No, I see no reason. This is maybe one of the best Michigan teams that we've ever seen. Maybe even better than the Fab 5 team. But only time will tell. Unfortunately, that's all the time. We have to talk some college hoops. Now, we're going to elevate things to the NBA, as this weekend was All-Star Weekend. And to help us sort through the festivities, we will welcome in Josh Zaramet and Seal Parker as the Stars took over in California. To start off, we had the Rising Stars Challenge where Team Vince Carter took down Team Carmelo Anthony 25-24. That's a dunk contest. We'll get to that later. 76ers rookie breakout VJ Edgecombe won Rising Stars MVP. We then had the three-point contest where we saw Hornets rookie Con Knipple, Sun star Devin Booker, and Trailblazers legend Damian Lillard face off in the finals. Knipple put up 17, while Booker finished second with 27, missing 3 straight Moneyball shots to win, giving Damian Lillard his third three-point title with 29. And now we're going to head to the dunk contest where it would be the finals between Heat player Kashad Johnson and Spurs rookie, a former Wildcat himself, Carter Bryant. Johnson, a near free throw line windmill, doing his best Zach LaVine impression. This would score him a 47.8. And Carter Bryant would fail to make both of his dunks, or make his last dunk actually, despite scoring a 50, winning the dunk contest. A big win for Kashad Johnson. The dunk contest used as kind of a stepping stone for a lot of players. And now we're going to head over to the All-Star game.
Yes, game 1 where the Golden Stars face off. Victor Wembanyama going to hit a quick dunk here. He'll put them up 2-0. Now, Wemby again is just going to fire from 3. He is 2-4-2, 5-0 World now. 9 minutes to go, and this will be Anthony Edwards for the 3. Led the Stars in points with only 13, but definitely had an impact there. 7-11 Stars. World 6-point lead and a whopping 38-foot jumper shot from Karl Anthony Towns. He's got his swagger on. 14-2 run for the World. Now heading a little under 4 minutes. Jalen Johnson on the running dunk here, representing the Hawks well. Now we'll go the Devin Booker, a pass to Edwards, and he's got the tie. USA needed a big play, and they got it. This goes to overtime. 1st to 5. Wemby takes that first shot, and that will do it for the first 3. World up 3-0. But USA is going to go 2-3 now, and then they're going to get the final shot, and Scotty Barnes will be left wide open for the dagger. World are going to take this game 1, 37-35. The rest of these games did not disappoint, though. Wemby obviously looks pretty mad at his team with that miscommunication, but we'll find out what happens here in game 2.
We're going to head from the USA Stars to the USA Stripes.
Stars and Stripes are playing together right now, in fact, as we take you to Jaylen Brown three-pointer, making an 8-point deficit for the Stripes. Jaylen Brown having a great game here. Then Scotty Barnes to Cade Cunningham for his 3 of the night, but that is going to be matched by LeBron James 3 a little later. And LeBron having a pretty solid night as well, making that a 6-point deficit. However, Anthony Edwards going to go for a great layup right there. Anthony Edwards, man, everyone has a great night when it's All-Star night, I guess. But however, Edwards is going to make a steal into a 3. However, with 5 seconds left, LeBron is going to pass to Donovan Mitchell to De'Aaron Fox. Cade Cunningham is going to attempt to block, but it's not going to work. And that is going to be a win for Stripes over Stars. The Younks got it. And
we're going to go from one Stripes win to another matchup versus the World. We're going to start with more than 9 minutes remaining where Jamal Murray's going to drive, and he'll miss a layup, but Victor Wembanyama's there. His second All-Star appearance, and USA's up early. 2 minutes later, now Wemby gets another shot, and that one's good. World now takes the lead. They are up 4. Now with just over 6 minutes remaining, Kawhi Leonard's going to hit a step-back 3. Leonard had 31 points on the night, and World would be up 4. Now we're going to head later to just over a minute remaining, and Wembanyama in the corner, he hits a 3 to go in. He had 19 points on the day, and it's going to be a 1-point game. With just 39 seconds left, it'll be tied up. Jalen Brunson gets up the floor, and it's going to be a blown layup, but LeBron James is there to save the day. Only 8 played minutes for LeBron, but USA's up. Now with 6 seconds remaining, we've got a tie game. Step back, Kawhi Leonard, dagger. He puts USA up, and that would pretty much do it, as Wembanyama would get a clean look with time on the clock, but he could not convert. The World did not win a single game in the All-Star festivities.
Well, it certainly didn't help that Nikola Jokic and Luka Doncic pretty much sat out the whole thing, but
didn't try.
The reason we didn't show the 4th game, it was a Stars blowout of the Stripes, a 20-point plus win for the Stars. But overall, I would say a pretty entertaining All-Star week. And I have one question for you. I want everyone to hold their hands out like this.
Okay.
Everyone hold their hands out. The new All-Star format, yay or nay? On 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
the NBA,
yes.
the NBA tried something new, and I think it worked out. Josh, what
Yes.
went right for the NBA?
The players were taking it more seriously. I mean, guys like Kawhi, and they were playing much better. I mean, like you did say, Luka and Jokic didn't really play, but it just felt way, way more competitive than in previous years. And I don't even know what last year's All-Star event was. I don't know if you guys watched that, but it was just like
It was terrible.
90 minutes of
watch.
commercials, and like Mr. Beast was there. It was very odd.
It was quite bad. CO?
I mean, I think it was great. I think the format works really well, having that sort of, people like to see tournaments happen. I will say if I have one problem with it, it will be that it was set up sort of as a world versus US. However, US had 2 teams. That seems kind of unfair. I feel like if we go forward, finding some sort of split down the 3. I wrote some ideas down if you guys would be interested.
Oh, absolutely. Sure, go for
I have numbers 0 to 4, numbers 5 to 10, and numbers 11 plus. I have all centers, all guards, and all forwards. Or I have Team World, Team US, and Team Universe, of course being led by Wembanyama.
The aliens of the NBA.
Yeah, speaking of Wemby, I mean, he also liked the new style. He said it was a good display of basketball, and I think it was. But like you said, some of the world players just decided, I don't want to play. I don't want to really do too much. Or they would have been a pretty good team. It was a close game, close enough for the world team to come out on top. But you know, I think.
Yeah, it's tough when Luka doesn't play, Jokic doesn't play,
Yeah.
Giannis wasn't playing because of injury, and then I believe Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was sat for the second game,
I
and
mean,
so
yeah, he's been hurt, Shea.
yeah. So the world's relying on Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and they're going up against guys like Kawhi Leonard. I did like the competitiveness.
Yeah.
However, I do think that All-Star Weekend still needs some work, especially in the dunk contest.
Yeah.
But we're going to kind of leave All-Star Weekend in the past as we look towards the future. It's playoff crunch time. It's do or die time for a lot of teams. But it seems like the Western Conference is kind of set. The Memphis Grizzlies are 6 games back from the 11th seed and traded Jaren Jackson Jr. So I want to start with you, CO. Are the teams that are in this top 10 for the Western Conference, are those the teams that we're going to be seeing playing postseason basketball?
I mean, I think I wouldn't be shocked if this is the positions we see right now are the exact same positions we see at the end of the season. We might see some small moves. I mean, I could see the Clippers are kind of on an upswing. I could see them going up. I could see maybe the Rockets and the Nuggets switch split positions, but that's pretty much it. Though I do not see any teams below the Clippers, below the Trailblazers. I don't see any of them making the play-in or making the playoff.
I like the Spurs. I mean, the Thunder, they've been playing good, but Shea's been hurt. J-Dub's been hurt throughout the year. I could see the Spurs. They're only 4 games back right now, guys. A few misses from the Thunder, and the Spurs could be right there. And the Spurs have beat the Thunder this season. I believe they're 3-1, correct?
Yes, they are.
And a few of those have been with injuries to the Thunder, like we're talking about, but a few haven't. And that's something we talk about the playoffs. The Thunder should be scared of the Spurs.
Yeah, and it helps with all the wins that the Spurs have been getting recently. I mean, it's pretty impressive what they've been doing over there. You know, I think another team to look out for, I think the Rockets can still stay on pace for one of those top spots. I think there's a lot of game left, and I think there's a lot of things we can do there. The top 6, I would say, you're going to hear say, pretty set in stone, I would say.
Set in stone?
Top 6 are pretty set in stone. It is later, but I had to preview it. Yeah. It just seems like the continuality of these trends are just going to be the same.
Yeah, the West, the East is kind of a hodgepodge of teams. The Cavs are kind of on a hot streak.
Yes.
But I truly don't see anyone in that quote-unquote bubble spot getting in the West. The Mavericks are on a 9-game losing streak, even though Cooper Flagg is balling out of his mind. The Grizzlies kind of blew it up a little bit, and Ja Morant will probably have some more injury issues going along with the season. It is very curious to see teams like, I do think the Timberwolves could be on the rise a little bit.
Too, yes.
I could see Ant kind of making a push. I could see the Lakers maybe fading a little bit as they continue to battle with injuries, but it will be very, very curious to see.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens there. I think the Lakers are a team to watch, especially just as they keep going down, a lot of injuries.
LeBron getting older.
That.
Yeah.
All day. But we got something else to talk about, don't we, Josh?
Yeah. A new episode of the Playbook podcast dropped today. Find out the details up next.
The U.S. has been performing well at the Olympics. Learn more about what you might have missed after the break.
watching online videos like this one.
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
Hello? Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is 1 tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download your emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Welcome back. As you can tell, I moved to the 4-wall, where I am yet again joined by my friend Josh Saramed, but we aren't here for no reason, right, Josh?
That's right, Evan. We're here to talk about our brand new podcast, the Playbook Podcast, which features the two of us talking about local and national sports, while mixing in a few fun games to go with it.
That's true. Episode 3 just aired today, so go give it a listen. Now, Josh, the people want to know more details on the pod and what to look forward to for next week. I guess we could start off with what happened last week. What we do?
So on the podcast, we talked about all 3 levels of sports. For basketball, we talked about high school, talked about college, and we talked about pro hoops. And we had Cameron Palmer on to talk about that. It was fun. Evan, what did you think about that?
I had a really good time.
Yeah.
I love having guests on. It's always a good time to talk all kinds of basketball. It was very basketball heavy, but we found a way to, I guess, make it less just talky the whole time. We mixed in some games too, especially not just all the basketball levels, but we did break it up with some games.
Yeah, on the podcast we kind of try and show our personality a little more. So what we do is we have fun segments where we do games. Last week we did a Tomlinism draft.
We sure did.
Tomlinism. That went well. And then we did a little age game. Evan, what are we doing next week on the podcast?
What are we doing next week? Well, we plan to bring back our friend Stone O'Brien, which you will see later. We plan to bring him back.
Segment.
Fan favorite segment. It is the Stone Knows Ball segment where we ask Stone random questions and he just gets it. We're talking Kent baseball. We're certainly going to talk about all the firepower they have. We'll talk about Sawyer Solitaria, his MAC player. MAC player of the week. We'll make sure to get to that. And we'll do some kind of blind ranking. Well, we haven't figured it out just yet, but we got to preview just a few things.
It's a work in progress. It always is, but it's always a fun time on the podcast, and especially we can have our guys like Stone O'Brien come on, Cameron, and we'll have more fun guests in the future.
Yeah, and we film every Thursday at 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and episodes do usually come out around Monday at, I guess, noon-ish. But give it a listen, and any other notes, Josh?
Yeah, if you want to wrap, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I guess I will wrap. That's all the time we have to talk about the podcast.
Go take a listen on Spotify and Apple Music, and check out the link for it on the Kent Stater Sports Network Instagram page.
All right.
Well, guys, sounds fun, but the competition is still fierce in Milan as athletes continue to compete for Olympic gold. We welcome in Ryan Mead to break down the most recent Olympic action. Ryan?
Yeah, thanks, Maddox. But in case you've missed it, the 2026 Winter Olympics in Milan has been going on all last week. So to keep you updated, I'll catch you up on some of the biggest stories from the games so far. And both men's and women's hockey teams have been dominant in their group so far in the first week of the games. Neither team has lost a game yet, and both have had big wins. The women's team was able to beat Sweden 5-0 in the semifinals earlier today. They're currently set to play in the finals at 1 p.m. on Wednesday against Canada for a gold medal. Then over on the men's side, the U.S. has looked very hard to beat in their most recent game, being able to beat Germany 5-1. They won Group C and were able to get a spot in the quarterfinals, where their opponent will be decided on Tuesday. If they're both able to win gold, this will be the first time the U.S. has won gold in both men's and women's hockey. In curling, the U.S. has been performing better than many had expected so far, with a silver medal in mixed doubles curling. Corey Dropkin and Corey Thesey were able to outperform expectations in this event, as they were making it all the way to the curling finals, but were not quite able to get gold, losing to Sweden 6-5. Earlier today, the U.S. is also able to make a wild comeback in women's curling. The four-person women's curling team was able in a 4-1 hole against China, but then they turned around to win 6-5. They are currently sitting at a record of 4-1 and are in great shape to make the finals. The U.S. has never won a gold medal in curling, and this could be a very promising future for the U.S. in curling. And then in the last week of the Olympic Games, we'll be looking to get another gold medal in team pursuit competition of speed skating. In team pursuit speed skating, 2 racers race against each other, line up on opposite sides of a 400-meter track for 6 laps for women and 8 laps for men. The skaters attempt to be in perfect sync and travel at speeds up to near 30 miles per hour. After years of disappointment for this event for the U.S., the team has used AI technology to analyze the skaters' aerodynamics. The coaches use the technology to be able to make adjustments based on the airflow and drag of each skater. This event is very fun to watch, and it can be watched tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. and the finals at 10 a.m.
Well, we are going to welcome Ryan to the desk now to continue to talk about Olympics. I guess what we want to get started with is continuing to look into the future. I want to ask you, which event are you most looking forward to seeing or watching next?
Well, as I already talked about before, the team pursuit speed skating, it looks really fun. I watched it a couple years ago, back in 2022. Yeah. I kind of forgot about this event, but it's really fun to watch. It's just something kind of bizarre because it's both teams just running or going against each other and around a circle, which, doesn't sound like it'd be fun, but it's actually really interesting. And another thing is to look forward to is the U.S. might play Canada in hockey very soon.
Yeah, speaking of Canada, I'm looking forward to all the curling matches tomorrow that I've been looking at. I looked up a few things. Canada's leading the curling medals in gold, so I'm pretty excited to watch that. How about you, Max? What do you think?
Yeah, no, curling has actually, there's been so much
I'm
curling.
interested in that.
The round robins are insane. I got to go hockey. U.S. women's is playing Canada women's, and then on the men's side, too, we're hoping for that U.S. versus Canada, that 4 nations final rematch, getting some real bad blood there. So, of course, I'm going to stick with the hockey. I will say I do like me some figure skating, so I'm always going to keep my eye out on that. But moving forward, the U.S. currently 3rd in golds in the medal count behind Norway and the home country, Italy. So I do have to ask you, Ryan, can the U.S. come back in this medal count?
I think it's very possible. The only thing that's going to hold them back is Norway is just so good at skiing. The U.S. has a very good chance of being able to win get the gold medals in hockey for both men's and women's, which is going to get a very good chance of getting back into that race. But I think the fact that they're also behind Italy is going to make it that much harder because Italy's also very good.
Yeah, so we think maybe like a borderline 2nd spot, but I don't think, me personally, I don't think they're going to catch up to Norway as we continue the Olympics here. I know we have a lot of time, but Norway has just been on a streak of incredible events and great performers.
No, I mean, they're 6 golds behind and then 28 total to 19. I do think the U.S. can catch Italy, especially with those hockey medals, but it is hard. As you mentioned, the skiing and the skating, Norway is just seemingly leagues above that. And a big part of that is because of their youth development and the fact that they are practicing these sports much younger. And so I do want to ask, should the U.S., if they want to kind of curve this skill differential, should more Winter Olympic sports be played in your younger years or in college?
I think it'd be very, very cool to see if they were to integrate that into more colleges, because you see the Summer Olympics, we do so good at that, and it's because of all our colleges being able to have track, obviously, and other sports like that. But could you imagine an Alabama bobsled team? I mean, that would be the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. It's kind of like the Jamaican bobsled team, really.
You know what I'm imagining? A bobsled team down Taylor Hall Hill.
Yeah.
Wow. What an event that would be to watch for all of us. And I'm going to keep talking about curling because curling would be really cool here at Kent State. And I'd be very interested in that. What about you, Maddox? What do you think?
No, absolutely. I agree with the track and the swimming. These are such pride. Like, we are so proud of these events and having them in the U.S. However, it feels like with the winter sports, it's kind of like, we'll do hockey.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of leave it at that. You mentioned the curling, pulling off these huge upsets. Why should that be the case? Why aren't we developing more winter athletes to try and win these Olympics a bit more? Because there's a reason Norway succeeds so well, and it's because they develop it in the youth. And it feels like a lot of the time you see United States people compete, you see a figure skater from Texas. You're like, well, how did that happen? I don't feel like Texas will be the best place to learn figure skating, but, it will be very interesting to see these sports come to collegiate athletics. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have.
Thank you so much, Ryan.
Olympics. Thank you so much, Ryan. I love the Olympics. I love the conversations we have about them. But moving to the racetrack, yesterday was the 68th Daytona 500 in which we saw a new champion be crowned. We'll see who claimed the Harley J. Earl Trophy and more in the national landscape.
Hello? Mom, you gotta stop this. I'm in a library, okay? What could happen?
Yeah, stuff happens. 1 in 4 college students end up in the ER. That's why you need Emergency. Everything you need to handle an emergency. Share important info with your family and friends. Feeling unsafe? Help is one tap away with Urgent Alert. Upload your insurance card and your medical consent form so your family can speak to medical staff. Download Emergency now while it's still free, before stuff happens.
Many Olympians have launched their careers at Kent State University. In track and field, veteran coach Nathan Fanger has propelled 2 star athletes to the Summer Games. Following in their powerful footsteps is Olympic hopeful Gabby Bailey. Gabby's high school coach knew Kent State would be a perfect home for the Jamaican star after seeing the success of one of his former athletes, Olympian Danielle Thomas-Dodd.
Kent is a good place to grow because the environment here is unmatched compared to other schools. It's not just a good place for athletes, it's a good place for everybody. Everybody feels supported here.
Coach Fanger helps Gabby grow athletically and academically.
We want to go win conference championships and we want to see people's success outside of track and field, but to get there, you've got to be able to be supportive through the whole process, right? I'm there essentially 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
It's like an experience that you probably won't get anywhere else. And it's just a feeling of being welcome all the time.
Welcome back, and welcome to the very first rendition of Blatnick's Breakdown, a time where I get to over-explain sports that are currently occupying my mind. We'll kick things off in the same realm before we went on break, in the Olympics. Now, I don't want to step too much on Ryan's feet here, so I won't delve into Olympic medal counts, except for one Olympian in particular. Lucas Pinheiro-Broughton scored gold in the men's giant slalom and made history in the process. Broughton's medal marks the first time a South American athlete won hardware in the Winter Olympics. The 25-year-old skier says he hopes his achievements inspire the next generation to chase their dreams. The Brazilian president took to social media congratulating Broughton on his win, saying it will, quote, forever be etched in the history of Brazilian sport, end quote. And heading over to motorsports, the National Association for Stock Car Racing kicked its season off with the Great American Race. And I know what you're thinking. Lexi, you're not a 50-year-old man. What are you doing watching NASCAR? And I get it, but this year's race was stacked with storylines. For one, 19-year-old Connor Zellish notched his first Daytona 500 and raced along his childhood hero, 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. And if that doesn't tug at your heartstrings, the final lap of the race was even crazier. There were 2 crashes in the final lap of the race, happening on turn 1 and 4, giving Tyler Reddick a chance to break his 38-race losing streak, and he took it. Reddick passed Chevrolet driver and fan favorite Chase Elliott to take the hardware for himself. In addition to that, Reddick became the second ever Toyota driver to win the Daytona 500. How can you not be romantic about race car driving? And moving on to the gridiron, though the 2026 Winter Olympics feel like they just began, I'm looking ahead to the 2028 Olympics being held in Los Angeles. And similar to how the NHL is allowing their players to play in the Olympics, the NFL is doing something pretty much similar. It's allowing its players to participate, though there are some limitations. For example, only 1 player from each team can be selected, according to a proposal. The proposal also requires the Olympics to provide support like salary credit and injury protection. Now, when the time comes, the Olympics Games will feature 12 teams in total, 6 men and 6 women, with 10 players on each. 5 players from each team will be on the field at a time. Many NFL players expressed interest in playing for the Olympics. One in particular is Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Justin Jefferson, who said it would be a dream to win an Olympic medal. For the Kent State Sports Network, I'm Lexi Blatnick.
Thank you, Lexi. I gotta say, I really like the sound of Blatnick's breakdown. Keep it up. From one sports correspondent to another, we now shift over to Stone O'Brien, who has a few things to set straight for us this evening. Stone.
Thanks, Evan, and welcome to another edition of Stone Sets It Straight. Opening weekend of the college baseball season is come and gone, so let's dive right into the action. While Kent State is currently taking on number 2 ranked LSU, there was still a ton of action to get into with the rest of the top 25. Michigan State made an opening weekend statement by taking 2 out of 3 from 8th ranked Louisville, including a 13-4 blowout on Saturday. Parker Pico led the charge in that win with 2 bombs and 8 RBIs in the win. In Hattiesburg, preseason All-American Jackson Flora showed why he's an ace, spinning his 100-mile-an-hour fastball into a Friday upset for the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. While the Gauchos failed to win the series, Flora looks poised for a dominant season. And then down in Arizona, 24th ranked Arizona went 0-3 with losses to Stanford, ranked Oregon State, and ranked Michigan, and what was a weekend to forget for them. This upcoming weekend, however, Michigan State gets a chance at number 3 ranked Texas, and in my series of the week, top 10 teams TCU and UCLA will battle it out in Jackie Robinson Stadium in a 3-game series. And now, we're getting to the wacky stuff of the weekend. It rained plenty of runs for plenty of teams this weekend, so let's dive into some of these numbers. Multiple teams exploded for 25 or more runs in one game. Virginia put up 31 runs on Saturday against Wagner in Game 2 of the doubleheader that saw the Cavaliers maul Wagner with 25 runs in the first game. Towson was 2 runs short of the 31 mark with a 28-4 victory over Norfolk State. Georgia Tech put up 27 against Bowling Green. However, Missouri won the overall run-scoring battle with a remarkable 34 runs against Mount St. Mary Sunday. And now to some wild following scores. Ohio beat Murray State Sunday by a score of 15-13. Saturday saw North Dakota State and Florida Gulf Coast combine for 37 runs and a 19-18 walk-off victory for the Eagles. And then Friday saw the South put up 27 runs against Maryland Eastern Shore in its first baseball game as a program since 2021. Out in Arizona, Iowa scored 21 runs in a 21-13 victory over Northeastern. That is all the time I have today. For more Division I baseball updates, you can visit WarrenNolan.com to see all Division I baseball scores. For the Kent State Sports Network, I'm Stone O'Brien.
Thank you, Stone. Schofield Spotlight highlights an Olympic gold medalist. Find out who after this.
Good morning. Hope you all had a good weekend and are ready to be inspired. One quick thing I want to remind you guys to be studying.
Major key alert. Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Class, today we're talking about inspirational quotes.
You want to get that paper? You better turn in that paper and get an A+. That's a major key. Another one. Mogul talk. You want to reach the mountaintop? You got to go hard. To succeed, you have to believe. Stay focused. Fly higher than the eagle. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote from recent history?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Kent State University's Marcello Fantoni has served on the scientific committee of the Palace of Versailles for the past decade. Through this prestigious position, Fantoni creates worldwide connections, helping Kent State students and faculty realize one-of-a-kind global experiences.
Today, Kent State University is a global university. We have a presence in every single continent of this planet. If we send our Ohio students all over the world and bring their experiences back, we create the conditions in Ohio for a much healthier and stronger development of the entire state. When you come back and you have more tools in your brain, more options for solutions, you are a more talented, a more versatile professional. And this is what the market wants today. The future of higher education is global.
Welcome back. We're going to dive into our segments of the week and go over my Spotlight Player of the Week. But first, it's time to get heated and potentially meltdown. Maddox, take it away.
Absolutely, Evan. And we're going to head to the Sunshine State of Florida. Miami, Florida, to be specific. I'm sorry to my Dolphins brother, Easton, but the Dolphins are my winner of my Meltdown Award. Dishonor, I still don't know what to really call it. However, we're going to get right into it. Today, just today, the Miami Dolphins cut two-time Pro Bowler Bradley Chubb and wide receiver Tyreek Hill. Now, Tyreek Hill was expected to be cut after his injury as he was having some issues with the organization, but cutting Bradley Chubb came as a bit of a surprise. Now it's saving some cap. Tyreek Hill was on a 3-year, $90 million contract for the Dolphins, and I'm pulling up Chubb's contract here. I believe it was 3 years, $55 million. Yes, 3 years, $54 million. So over $100 million between two guys that, mind you, they traded for. So they gave away draft capital to get these guys to try and win. Instead, they went 8-9 and 7-10. Instead, they were completely mediocre. 4 years under Mike McDaniels as the head coach. 9-8 wild card loss, 11-6 wild card loss, 8-9 and 7-10. So we went a little bit up, and now we're coming back down to earth. They have missed on plenty of their draft picks, and McDaniels has seemingly lost the locker room entirely, to the point where he was fired, and now they're bringing in Packers defensive coordinator, I believe Jeff Hafley? Yes, to replace him. So hopefully a defensive mind as opposed to an offensive mind will work. But you know what you need for your defense? Elite pass rushing. And you know what Bradley Chubb was providing? Elite pass rushing. So unless Kenneth Grant turns into a demon or Zach Sealer continues his production in the middle, their edge is currently Chop Robinson, and truthfully, I don't know who. Now, surely they will look to the draft to replace this, but on the offensive side of things, Tua Tagovailoa is still an enigma with both his contract and on-field play. He's currently a cut candidate despite having a $51 million guaranteed contract. The Dolphins, they are truly a mess of money and weird talent. I don't know what they can do, but they got to get the ship right. Evan, take it away.
Yeah, Miami's just kind of falling apart, but tonight let's chill off a little bit, take it to the Winter Olympics, where one of the biggest surprises of the games unfolded on the ice, and it came from a skater people did not see coming. Kazakhstan's Mikhail Shadorov delivered the skate of his life in the men's individual figure skating final, shocking the world and claiming Olympic gold in dramatic fashion. Coming into the free skate, Shadorov was sitting in 6th place after the short program and was considered an afterthought in a field filled with favorites. But the 21-year-old from Almaty put together a near-perfect performance when it mattered most. He landed 5 quad jumps in a technically flawless routine, earning a career-best score of 291.58, enough to vault him all the way to the top of the podium. Meanwhile, the competition took a dramatic turn. Team USA Ilya Malinin, who led after the short program and was heavily favored to win gold, struggled during his free skate and fell all the way to 8th place, opening the door for one of the biggest upsets in recent Olympic figure skating history. Japan's Yuma Kageyama took home silver for the 2nd straight Olympics, while teammate Shun Sato claimed the bronze. As realization set in, Shadorov himself admitted he was shocked by the result, calling the moment, quote, very surprising. The gold medal marks just the 2nd Winter Olympic gold in Kazakhstan history, and its first since 1994 games, years before Shadorov was even born. From 6th place to Olympic champion, it was a night that proved on one of the world's biggest stage anything can happen. Sometimes the most unexpected story becomes the defining moments of the games, and that's why Mikhail Shadorov is my Spotlight Player of the Week.
I mean, between this and Brazil winning its first Olympic gold, these Winter Olympics are one for the history books.
It's been a fun time.
And we're going to keep talking about the Olympics. We just love the Olympics.
Yes, we do.
Now, last I checked, none of us here, including Couch Island, are Olympic athletes.
No.
But that doesn't mean we can't dream. No. So the question today is, if you could be basically bestowed with the abilities of an Olympic athlete from a specific sport, what Olympic competition would you want to compete in? Not which one do you think you could compete in with your current athletic ability. Which one would you want to go compete in? We're going to start.
What's the dream?
Yeah, we're going to start on Couch Island. Let's start with Josh.
Look, I think hockey is a super fun sport. I would love to be a great hockey player.
I think in another life I was meant to be like a enforcer and just start I know fighting isn't allowed in hockey or whatever, but I would throw my mitts to the wind and just start ragging on some people.
Yeah, I really like bobsled or luge. I think that'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, I think hockey's the long-term choice. You get a great career after that. If you're on Team USA, you're probably on the NHL team. That's a good career in my book.
I would say skiing, just because it's so impressive for them to turn all those times going 60 miles per hour, and that's really impressive to me.
I'm picking figure skating. Gotta be graceful with
Yes,
it.
Stone.
Gotta be
I love that
graceful.
answer.
You know, I'm going down the same route as Stone. I'm going free skating, figure skating.
Yes. Just now,
Yeah.
one of the coolest guys to me growing up and watching the Olympics was Sean White.
Yeah.
U.S. snowboarder. He was like the Tony Hawk on snow. He was just absolutely the coolest guy. So I think I would have to go with snowboarding, either half pipe or the big jump. It's just so impressive that they're able to do all that on the snowboard.
If you were to pick one of those, realistically, which one are you leaning towards?
I'm probably doing half pipe because you get to do all the cool tricks and you don't have to go like 30 feet in the air and potentially crash.
Break your back, something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm totally good.
Well, we've heard this a few times from me, a few times. Curling. Look, at my job that I work that's not here, I do a lot of mopping. I do a lot of sweeping.
Yes.
And I think if I did some professional sweeping with, I don't know what you call those circular things that they sweep
The stone. Oh, you talking about the sweeps or the stone?
The stone. Okay, so they're sweeping with the stone. I would enjoy
No, they throw the stone.
curling and they throw the stone.
They throw the stone, they sweep with a, I think it's a sweeper, I think is what it's called.
I
Does
think I'd
anyone-
be a
does
pro
anyone-
sweeper.
Does anyone over there know what it's actually
What
called?
really is it?
Stone?
Is it just a sweeper?
I think it's either a
Or is it a broom?
or a broom. It could be
Sweeper or broom. I don't know which
This
one
is
it
this is definitely some stone ball knowledge thing for sure. Like something you pull out of nowhere.
Now I do have one last question, really quick.
Yeah.
Do any of us here think we could actually do like curling? Because curling is considered the most unathletic Olympic sport. Matthew, you're raising your hand.
Yeah.
Toss me.
You think you're balling out on
I think I
curling?
could ball on some curling.
Okay. does
Yeah, I
anyone
think I
else
could
have
just
the same-
throw him.
Theo thinks he could curl.
I'd be a sweeper.
I don't have to sweep it.
I'd be a sweeper.
I don't like having
Plus the stone.
calluses, so I don't know.
I think I could do like skeleton.
Okay.
Put me on it. Let me go.
Just shoot him down the ice.
Yeah.
Now, would you rather be a sweeper or a thrower?
Thrower.
Throw the stone or sweep the stone?
Sweet.
I'm a sweeper,
Okay.
man.
I feel like I'm a
Confidence
thrower.
there over.
That's
over
right. Me
on
and
the
Josh are gonna
couch
win
for-
Olympic gold.
Yeah, me and Stone will do it together.
Yeah.
Do it together, like a tag team.
Kent State.
Yeah.
Kent State Sports Network curling team. Let's make
I love
it
it.
happen.
Let's
Let's
do
make
it.
it. We got a dodgeball team and we got like a Quidditch team.
Let's
I'm
mail
sure
it
we
in.
can make.
Let's make sure
I'm
they
sure
see it.
we can make curling happen to achieve Matthew Stone and Josh's dream. That's an elite Olympic team. I'm sure.
I'd
the
buy a
US,
jersey.
US would be calling, and you're off to. I don't know where they would.
I'm shocked that they didn't call this year, to be honest.
Let's do it. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Maddox. That is all the time we have for you today.
Yes. To stay up to date, all things Kent State or more, head over to kentstater.com and make sure to listen to the Playbook podcast. We'll be back here next Monday with more Sports Corner.
Yeah. Well, now we're saying I'm Evan Schofield.
I'm Maddox Miller.
From the opening play to the final call, the Kent State Sports Network covers it all. Good night.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
The great thing about a hearing check, you don't drink weird stuff or get poked. It's just a few minutes in a quiet booth. Then, bam, you can do the happy dance, because you're all done. So what's holding you back? Let's boogie and get those ears checked.
Why not crank it? It doesn't hurt anyone else. But listening too long and too loud can actually damage your hearing.
Now, 1 in 5 people 12 and older have some kind of hearing loss. So let's boogie and get those ears checked.